everybody.
Hello,
We
everybody.
are live. I got some people here. I see Tom. Hi, Tom. How are you? And Steph is here.
This is the greatest celebrity she's had live on her show. I mean, her show is only 2 episodes in, but
2 episodes in, and here we are. Joshua will be playing the part of Carlotta for MTV. So now we were just talking about that. Actually, it's going to be pretty awesome.
That rolls right into it.
It totally does. Hello, how are you? Mike is here. So if you're here, we see that the chat's working pretty well. So that's awesome. Yes, the greatest master of coin. We've had 3. This is our 3rd Comic-Con that we have worked together, and you unofficially became the master of coin, and then officially, and then the president, and then we just keep moving you around all over the place. But it's been so much fun.
At some point, Bill's going to tell you that you have to stop promoting me, or else I'm going to be his boss.
That's awesome. No, actually, you don't even know, Steph. Here, check this out. So, on the wall and all of the table behind Josh, he has so much awesome stuff. It is all Naughty Fairy stuff. Most of it is Steph stuff. It's all Steph stuff, I think.
No, I have Manye's cover, CB Zane's. I got Steph artwork under that, and then my cover piece. I have to have that one out.
Yes.
Then of course the big Steph piece.
And the big Steph piece, the banner is amazing.
Absolutely.
So Thomas, is there an echo? And Steph says, I don't have an echo. So I don't know. Do you hear an echo?
I don't hear one on this side.
Yes. Manye is amazing. I love Manye so much. Hi, Mike. Okay, good. I'm glad we got that worked out and we didn't have something broken on our end. So yeah, this is our 3rd year, which is hard to believe that 3 years already have passed.
Yeah, it has flown by.
And what was so fun is when I did the first one, you were having so much fun in the comments, just playing with the idea of the con and what would actually be happening and reporting on these scenarios. And they were so funny and just, they cracked me up. We had so much fun with it that we enlisted your help, and then you got banned the last year.
I think I've been banned at the launch of the last 2 on launch day, like the day before launch day. I've been banned.
And it was always for a hamster.
The last one, Sarah just got banned. For her, she got banned on the same picture that I got banned on last year. So yeah, this year I wasn't messing with any of them. I wasn't going to share a picture. I wasn't going to post anything. I was going to try to get through this Kickstarter for this Comic-Con without being banned. So we'll see how it goes. Well, but yeah, the last 3 years have been a blast with it. And it's one of those things. It's like, it was. I had known of you. I didn't know you, Wendy, and it was just jumping on the Kickstarter. It was just trying to bring, not only even bring excitement, because that's what it was like. We had the people there, but it was trying to bring that whole con experience. And that's what it is. It's like it was the stories, and it was the interactions that you got with people, and it was when you go to cons, it's always the stuff that you're interacting with, and then like for us in Baltimore, it's just the experience that we had there. I was like, that's what makes the con the con. So it was just natural to be able to just roll off stories of just the behind the scenes shenanigans and stuff like that. And you were graciously enough to deal with me and willing to let me just keep on putting it out. So
it was fun, and what's really cool is we all got to be together at the Baltimore show, and the shenanigans. I mean, we were living shenanigans that you were writing about type of stuff.
Oh yeah.
And so it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and that's the con. That's the biggest part of the cons is it's like you get to go and meet your artist. You get to go and meet a celebrity. You get to go hunt down whatever book you want. But it's those interactions inside of a con. If not, it's just a swap meet.
Exactly.
So yeah, it was absolutely a blast writing for it the first time. And just coming up with the different stories, being able to tease and pick on the artist. I think that was the biggest thing to have fun with, because the same thing as a fan, I sit back and I've watched artists work, and I've seen their work, and I've seen them at cons, and being able to talk with them and interact with them is different from being able to just completely write off the wall stories for them. Without their knowledge.
Right.
or authority. So
I think everybody's reaction was just like, what? He tagged me in something, and they're reading it, and everybody was just so cool about it. And everybody was like, they knew it was all in fun, and it was just a different way to promote a very different campaign, because how do you promote something that isn't actually happening? You know, and I kept calling it like the D&D of Kickstarters, where you were actually like pretending like through role play what is actually happening on a show floor. And that really
trendsetter, because now everyone has their online virtual cons going on now.
And it's fun. And I don't know. There's so many things happening over here. I don't know if I'm just thankful that people have been able to find a new avenue to get their stuff out. And and then with COVID and everything else, I'm just thankful that, it ended up bringing together the community.
Absolutely.
I have more friends from COVID than I did before. And that's from Kickstarter, from working with different artists on the comic book, and developing really long-lasting, beautiful friendships. And it's awesome to be able to like finally, like when we got to meet in Baltimore, that was fantastic. I got to meet Tom and Jeff, and Freddie was there, and I mean, like we met so many people, and it was just awesome. So
I think that's one of those things as well, is like it builds up, especially now with like the online community, because it's the same thing as we see people. I see Tom Andrus comments. I seen Jeff comments. And it was, yes, there's a person on the other side of that. Yes, there's someone typing it, but it's finally being able to get that human interaction. Like with Baltimore, I was like, that was just amazing to be able to finally put all the pieces together on who people are.
Yeah. Well, I was lucky enough because you and I had already met before that, and got to hang out, and that was really awesome. But for like Steph and Carrie Ann hadn't had a chance to meet you in person, and meeting Tom and meeting Ruben and April, and I mean, it was just Jim. I mean, we can just keep going. There were so many people at that show, and it was just wonderful. Being able to meet Alton and hang out with him, and seeing CB. I mean, I worked with CB. We did a whole project together. We've done covers together, and then to actually like be standing there talking with him and hanging out with Steph and Carrie Ann, and I talk with Carrie Ann daily, multiple times a day, and it's just wonderful.
Yeah. that's like in from the fan side of it, and I always look at it from the fan side of it because yes, I've been part of your conventions for the last few years, and I love it. But that's what it's like. I don't see myself at all in there. I'm still just the fan, and it's still the same thing. I fangirl over meeting people. Yeah, Carrie Ann and Steph, and meeting these people in person. It's one of those things. It's from a fan side, I absolutely enjoy. I loved every part of it, and it's one of those. You get to see that they're just people. In the end, they're just people. Watching Steph fangirl over Ruben in the flesh.
It was darling.
Yeah.
I think like what's really cool is from these Kickstarters, you know, these friendships have developed, and then we got to see each other, and then we've got these incredible memories that are just unbelievable and very treasuring. One of the things that's really cool is because of the relationships that we've built up, you know, I see how like roles are definitely changing. Like we joke about you being master of coin. We joke about you, you know, being head of security, and then we bumped you up to, you know, I don't even remember all the roles, but you went through a gambit.
It's very much a shifting dynamic.
It is. And you went from that to now you're on a super secret project with
yes.
me.
Yes.
And you did some writing.
Items in the work for this.
And that's coming. So that's really neat. And I think some people already know, but you know, we have Luna Tales, which is coming out in the springtime, and Joshua wrote an amazing story for that, and it's in the works now for the art. But you know,
I just got an email that Steph still wants me to send him more pages. So I'm working on more storylines for Steph to work with, trying to help him out. You know, get his name out there as an artist. See if I can use my influence. So,
but it's amazing how, you know, we can just, it's easy to go. Well, I shouldn't say it's easy, but I think it's awesome that we can go from being fans, because that's where I started. I mean, I was a fan well before I did my first book. And then now I've done so many different things, and being able to reach out and find people who are fans, because I think fans can make the best work.
Absolutely.
You know, because there's a passion that's in there.
Yeah. And it's one of those things, as well as like you never know who you're going to meet. Especially on Steph wants a full graphic novel from me. That's what I keep hearing.
That's what I'm getting too.
So it's like, you never know who you're going to meet, especially, and I think that comes with like the con experience as well, is the same thing as like, we should have met back at Fiend Fest. I don't know how we didn't meet. We knew everybody else that was there. We had talked to the same people the whole way around until finally the stars aligned where they aligned for us to actually talk to each other. And it's one of those where it's like you were just there as a fan. I was just there as a fan, and then now I work for you.
It's pretty awesome. One of the things that I find so interesting is, because I started as a fan, and I've been doing Kickstarters in terms of backing for many years now. I think my first one was like, I want to say 2014 or 2015. So it's probably 15. So it's been a long time, and I'm watching all these different Kickstarters and how they're changing, how they've evolved from where they were a few years ago to what I'm seeing today, and who is running Kickstarters. You know, you've got Dynamite, you've got Zenoscope, you've got, you know,
it's no longer just even the artist or creator companies. Whole companies are running it.
Yeah. So
It's the reach that
how do
it
you feel
has.
about seeing those changes within the Kickstarter community?
It's a mixed bag. For the most part, it's great. It's great being able uh, to be able to find the artists that you like, the artists that you deal with, and be able to help them fulfill their dream. Be able to help get them their start or their story out there. That's why I've always loved the Kickstarter uh, uh, theory with it, to be able to help and back these people to help them fulfill their dreams, because that's what it is. Like, as you fulfill your dream, you're giving us our entertainment, and that's what it is. It helps us along the way, and seeing the dynamics, like I said, it's a mixed bag, because you can start to see certain aspects of Kickstarter's changes, just the way that artists and creators are going about it now. Like, there's the dark side to it, as well as it's not all sunshine and rainbows. And that's, I think that trend, it can hurt, and I think it's gonna end up hurting creators more than anybody else.
Like what? What kind of
Um,
things are you thinking of?
just seeing some of them, without throwing names or anybody under the bus, but watching the last Kickstarter go through, where the artists are now charging for like signatures, and that's what it's that threw me for a complete loop, because it's yes, you're an artist, this is your creation, you have total control over your Kickstarter on how you want to present it, but charging for a signature fee, and charging a signature fee for something that we're buying directly from you, as a backer, like that rubs me the wrong way. Just because I'm not buying it from a store. I didn't buy it from a third party to get you to sign it. I can understand you sitting down at a con and charging for a signature fee. But it's, if I'm buying the book directly from you, and then you turn around and tell me, hey, well, give me $5 and I'll sign your book for you now. That I say that just rubs me the wrong way as a consumer. And it's looking to back projects from there. It limits what you can do, because I don't have an infinite amount of money. I can only back so many projects. I can only back so many books. And if it's just smaller dings and cracks and all that they start deals, it makes it a lot easier on not having to back a project.
Yeah.
And it somewhat hurts is trying to follow an artist and then seeing a different side of an artist that way, whether it's about the money or not. Instead of about their story anymore, it's about how much they can monetize it. And that's what I was like, as a fan, we're backing you for that anyways, but now you're trying to figure out how many more ways that you can get more money out of us. It stings.
Yeah. No, I remember just going to shows. I was starting to see that maybe 5-6 years ago. A few people were charging for signatures. Now, some people would ask it as a donation, and they would donate that money to a specific cause, and that I was all for, because it was going to support charity. So I want to help people and donate when I can. And some people, I remember going up to one artist, and after he signed my stuff, he goes, "Okay, that's $10." And I went, "Wait, what?" And he's like, "Yeah, it was $5 a signature." And I didn't know. And I said, "Did I miss it?" He goes, "Oh no, I thought I told you."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Oh, well, it's too late. You've already signed the books that I brought." So, and so those surprise things were kind of stinky.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a bummer.
See, and that's saying, like, I can understand it, especially like for a con, if I come up and drop a small a short box on you and be like, hey, I need you to sign all these books. And there's flippers and all that out there, but it was just one of those things. It's like, yeah, but they're bringing it from an outside source to you to have you sign. As on the other side, like for the Kickstarter, I was like, this is your book, this is your project, this is your baby, and I don't like it. It sounds petty, but it was like, yeah, it's
no, and you know what? It's not, because I mean, as backers, there are things that you like about campaigns, and you like the way certain things go, and there's
yeah,
things that you don't like. And I think it's important as creators to listen to what people are wanting in their campaigns. If they're not happy with signatures being charged, then that may be something you want to listen to, because it may not be one person that's like complaining about it. There could be a lot, or they're just not telling you. And so you're thinking, oh, it's fine, but your numbers could be up. You could have more backers, you could have more support,
yeah.
but because you've done something that turns people off, that's really a bummer. I'd
Oh yeah,
much rather know ahead of time, like, hey, when you do X, Y, and Z, that's a huge turnoff. Or, there's artists that I have chosen not to even work with because of reputations or things that have come up, that enough people have said, hey, you might want to be careful with this, or you might, this person did the, and I'm not talking gossip, but these are like, um, ethical practices or things like that, that, it is known for these
yeah,
particular people, that
yeah,
these particular people do things. I don't want to turn away fans by bringing in somebody, and especially if they're not even tied to a project. Like, I've never worked with them before, so I'm not turning someone away. I'm just not starting that relationship.
yeah, absolutely, yeah. And it's one of those aspects, especially like for Kickstarter, because you have to take in what you're going to back, how much you're going to back, and then once you start adding on extra fees, the shipping costs and totals and all that stuff, now it's like I have to budget that out. I can't budget my books as much as I want anymore. So I understand it's a business, and you guys as creators and artists, I was like, this is your paycheck. For some of you, this is your only revenue. It's just some things just don't work well for me.
Yeah, no, and you know what? Like, okay, so because I've backed so many different campaigns, I think I've backed 200 and something or other campaigns. So I have seen all sorts of different things. And one of the things that drives me crazy is when I see the shipping costs, because as a creator, I know how much shipping costs are.
Yeah.
And so when I became a creator and I started shipping things out, I would get really upset when I would be paying someone $15 for shipping and it comes in a media flat rate, because the media mail is, and it was not necessarily, it was not designed for comic books. It was for textbooks is what it was designed for. So I really get upset when I see that, when I know how much money, that could have been another book, or it could have been a little goodie that you had that I could have gotten, but now I'm paying for shipping. And creators shouldn't be making money on shipping.
Yeah,
Because what that does is it
absolutely.
drives up shipping costs and it turns people away.
Yeah.
It's bad enough the shipping costs have already gone up, and we just dealt with that over the holiday. If you had to ship anything, you found out how expensive it is to ship stuff.
Yeah.
It's crazy expensive. So it's just one of the things as a creator that I try to give as much information as I can to other creators. Like, use Pirate Ship. They have the best shipping rates. And if you ask for international rates, if you go to Pirate Ship and you say, can I get the international rates? They even knock it down further.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no reason to be charging way more than what you should. Like, I ship, because of my stretch goals on the campaigns, I have to minimum ship at $10 now, because the shipping costs went up. But you're not going to get something in a media mail package for me either.
Yeah.
And it's protected, like, I think it could withstand a small nuclear blast.
I don't think that you could pack your stretch goals and your Kickstarter into a media mail anything. It's got to be a larger, full size box.
It's got to have room for
There
lots of
is
stuff.
no small mail call from Wendy.
No, and you shouldn't ship the you shouldn't ship anything that's not a book in media mail, because the post office can open that.
The media mail is the issue, is what the advertising inside of the comic books, correct?
Right.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah, and
because if the post office catches you shipping like postcards or pictures or advertisements of any kind, promotional stuff, they'll tag you, and then you end up getting in a lot of trouble. Lewis has a good point. You also have to factor in your shipping materials, gas to the post office, and your time. That's a shipping and handling thing, for sure. But you have to be careful, because those shipping costs can turn away people, because the cost is already high enough. But you want to make sure that you're doing it in a way, like I make sure my stuff arrives at your house safely. And I've had very, very few things damaged because of the way that I pack. I mean, I had a Gemini that got turned into a football, and I don't even know how that happened. Yeah. But it does.
And I've seen it both ways with it. Yeah, is like I said, from the business standpoint, I understand the shipping and handling costs, because the same thing is like when I sent out the glasses.
Yes.
That's like, it's like, I understand completely, especially shipping out a glass to Australia. So going through the post office for that, I understand the hidden charges on all of it, but there's some of them. It's like, I've ordered a book, I've ordered one comic, and it was $17 shipping charge, and it showed up in a Gemini mailer. I'm like, there's no $17 in this. But yeah, it's still say, it's like, I understand it's a business, and this is, like I said before, this is a revenue stream for you guys.
Yeah, I do, Lewis. I have international shipping.
And that's like I said, that's one of like the other sides that you don't really see with the Kickstarters. But like, for all in all, Kickstarter is a great thing. As a fan and as a creator, it has allowed you guys so much more reach, that you're not having to sit inside of an LCS, and you're not having to try to peddle yourself out everywhere. You now have a global reach. If you have international shipping, but it's like you have a global reach now.
And that's the fun part. So now we're not peddling to local stores and being rejected by one person. Now we're peddling to the entire world, being rejected by millions of people who aren't backing.
See, but I've always looked at it the opposite way with that is you get it, you absolutely get to see who your backers are, and so that's it.
Yeah, no, and that's really cool, because like I got to meet all sorts of people that I'm talking with them, and they're like, oh, we've been talking for like 15 minutes, and they go, oh, by the way, I backed your campaign, and I'm like, oh my God, what's your name? And they tell me, and I'm like, oh, I do remember your name. I packaged because I package everything. So I'm like, I remember packaging your stuff, and it's really neat, because when people buy stuff at the store, you have no clue if they like it, if you don't get feedback. So with Kickstarter, I do get a little bit more of those, of that instant, like I'll get an email or a message on Kickstarter saying, I loved it. It was fantastic. Thank you so much. Everything arrived safely. I mean, that's the big thing, is I just want to make sure you get it and you're happy. And as long as people are happy, then I'm good with that too.
Yeah, but I think another thing is with Kickstarter and Facebook, people, especially artists, are being able to utilize that a lot better. And from like the fandom side of it, like it creates a different bond that there was before with artists and fans, because before backing into these Kickstarters and stuff like that, like I've sat down. Like I was in Denver Comic Con. I was there yearly. I was either working exhibits or working tables or working the con itself, and being able to sit down and talk with artists was always a great thing. But that's what it is like you sat down and talked for 15, 20 minutes, and then maybe next year you talk, and then it blows your mind because they remembered you or remembered a part of the story. But now with like the Kickstarter and Facebook is like, I've never talked to an artist as much as I've talked to you, or I've talked to Steph, or I've talked with Lewis, and it's that part has, like I said, I think it's opened up so many avenues for fans and fan interaction to be able to know the artists that you like.
Yeah, and I think
them, the writers, and all that stuff.
Well, it helps also that, you're talking about a really incredible group of people too. I mean, everybody you were talking about, I mean, Lewis and Steph, and we are all very personable, and we want to get to know you, and we're not standoffish, we're not snobby, we're not, if somebody messages me and they legitimately want to talk to me about the comic book, I take the time and I talk about the comic book. And, that's how chats start. I mean, I've talked to Eric. Eric's in the chat. I've talked to him I don't know how many times. I think he's open, like he's awake at graveyard shift, because it's always these late night chats. But it's nice. It's wonderful because we talk about comics. We talk about his collection. We talk about my collection. And it's cool. And, I think having the opportunity, I think having the opportunity to reach out and talk with fans and talk with people who have the same interests, it's wonderful because, this is something that's still, the internet's been around, and Facebook's been around, but like we all kind of have found each other now. Yeah. And we just keep expanding our group further and further and reaching out and bringing new people in. And Absolutely. The new people that come in and like watch Steph's show or pop in and are watching something of mine or, just in chat, everybody's so welcoming and hi, how you doing? Welcome, and just encouraging. And it's not, I don't think anybody feels threatened or intimidated to go ahead and start talking. I mean, there's times where I monitor what I say, but overall,
there's some time limits on like Steph's show of stuff you can say. There's a cutoff time.
Thank you, Trish.
And I like that as well. Like for me personally, with conventions actually opening up in person, the friendships that we've built online through the social media. That's what it's like with meeting Tom, meeting Jeff, and all them. It's like these are just other fans in the chats that we've razzed or harassed or got sarcastic, joke around with, and all that. And that's almost now with cons and knowing what conventions are going on. It's not even going to meet the artist. It's going to meet these people that you've grown a friendship with. And that's to me personally, I think that's only enhancing the con experience, the real life physical con experience. You're still going to have your horror stories and stuff like that. Every con has them, but I think this is the type of community building each other up that it's. I think it's cliche to say it's like family, but it is, just because of the same things. Like we've been harassing each other for 3-4 years now, and none of us have met each other. Yeah. And then finally being able to do it in live, face to face, has enhanced the experience of not just the art, the collecting, but the conventions. It all goes hand in hand, and I think it's raised the level of it.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. I think that's what all of it's about. And with the virtual con, it just, we get to have so much more fun with it on the backside of it, where, like I was talking with somebody and they were asking me, it was before the launch, and they said, tell me about the con, when's it launch? And I'm telling them, And they said something, and I go, well, the good thing is you don't have to stand in any lines. Your feet aren't going to hurt, and you save money on hotels. And they're like, that's what I'm looking. I cannot wait for that stuff. I can't wait to start hearing those comments, and that's what you guys bring. And I'm like, that's Joshua. Joshua takes the cake on that. He's like the king of the D&D storytelling for the con. So and Russ did the same thing. Russ was tasing everyone and was working security last time. So because you were in jail, so you were in Facebook jail, and Russ
someone had to
head of security.
Someone had to pick it up. Yeah, and I think that's one of those same things. Like it's opportunities. It's not even network connecting, but it's the opportunities that like you've opened up for so many people. Same thing, even for artists, to give more artists face time and covers and all that. Is like, it's like, I'm not an artist. I'm not a writer. I'm not an author or anything like that, but it was just being able and given the opportunity where you just said, hey, have fun with it, have free reign. And it was as much as I was snarky and sarcastic and all that, that's who I am. But it was very humbling just to just to be recognized, because that's what it was like. This was your Kickstarter. This was your baby. This was your show, and to be recognized and called out on being a participant for it and all that. Like that's very endearing to me. But it's one of the same things. Like I already knew you were a great person before this, and it was just one of those. You solidified it. Wendy being Wendy, Wendy doing Wendy things.
That's so sweet. Yeah, I don't know. I believe everybody needs an opportunity, and I think everybody deserves a chance to shine. And when you find people who have a spark, or you see something special, you ask them and you bring them forward and you let them shine. Yeah. And, 9 times out of 10, they're going to glitter. You're going to have sparkles and it's going to be magic. You have that one time where it doesn't happen or it doesn't work quite right, and that's okay. Right. But you have to be willing to give people a chance, because then you're going to find those diamonds that are hidden because they haven't had the opportunity. So that's just one of my, okay, now we're getting mushy and I don't want to get mushy. So.
It's one of the, it's, you never know who you're going to meet, especially like with this group, you pretty much know who you're going to meet. Our group isn't very shy about who they are. But it's just like in general, like you never know who you're going to meet with the groups within the industry and all that stuff. And it's like, if you would have asked me 3 years ago if I ever would have thought I would have been on a cover, even though it got Steph into a fight. But I was like, I would have said no. And same thing as if you would have asked me if I ever would have written a story for an upcoming book, anything like that, absolutely not. I wouldn't have possibly dreamed of it. Even with my sarcastic comments making it into the con, I was like, and it's one of those, yes, very much. We need a group moderator. Do we have a moderator? No, Steph's the moderator. No, crap. We're up.
But wait, you're right. I mean, this group is really special. I mean, we support each other. If somebody's having a rough time, people are supporting and sending little happy thoughts and little bits of magic across the country to people we've never met, but because we're friends and we care about one another, that's what we do. And I always talk about the Naughty Fairy family, and it means the world to me. It's more than, anybody who's backed one of the Kickstarters knows. Obviously it's not about money, because I give half of it away back to you guys through my magical gifts and my stretch goals, which I'm totally fine with, because I am just so appreciative and so thankful to be able to do what I do. I couldn't do this without the support of backers, and you guys are why I can do it. So I just am so thankful and appreciative.
Yeah.
So
And that's what, and for your Kickstarter, that's one of those few ones where I can spend $15 on a book and then somehow receive like $300 worth of stuff in a box.
you
You're
guys
like,
are
wait a
being
minute.
so sweet.
You have to dig through all of Wendy's goodies to be able to actually get to the book that you originally backed for, and then your packages are great to explore just because there's so much to go through.
It's like an hour adventure. But you know
Yeah.
what? Like I get so excited. And I've said this a million times on, I don't know, every single show I think that stretch goals come up is like I get to actually put together little gifts. They're like
Mm.
when I put the packages together, it's like a Christmas gift or a birthday gift that I get to put together for every single person that supported me. How is that not magical and wonderful?
Yeah.
How, I mean, I can't think of a better way to say thank you. So that's yeah.
See, but then
Well,
that's the same thing. It's like, it, even with your stretch goals, it's not even you saying thank you to us. We should still be saying thank you even more to you for even getting the stretch goals and all the freebies.
aw, you
It's
guys are so sweet.
a bunch of mush pots. Bunch of
We
mush
are
pots.
mush pots. Hookers and Blow. I don't have the Hookers and Blow book. I have a squirrel book. I actually have a winter squirrel book. It's called The Lost Letter to Santa. It's super cute. It's not Hookers and Blow though. And it's just a cute little squirrel. His name is Skippy. I'll save that for maybe Christmas next year.
See, and who would have thought that even through this group that we would have had artists reading us children's
Right?
tales from Christmas books.
But Hookers and Blow was a great story. Jeff found an amazing book. That was pretty awesome.
Yes.
Does he get his nut? I'm not sure.
You
Bill has
haven't
Hookers
actually
and
read
Blow.
your squirrel book?
I hope not. That's just funny. So as a backer, what are things that you look for in a campaign? And we've got like Trish and Mike are getting ready to launch their campaign. And they've backed I don't know how many campaigns in their times.
Yeah.
I know Rob's backed, Eric's backed, Tom is backed, Lewis. I mean, everybody here has backed campaigns. And I would love to hear what you guys think are things that you enjoy from a Kickstarter. Is it the stretch goals? Is it more story content? You know, are there things that you aren't fans of? Like, oh gosh, I hate when they do this in a campaign. You know, all that kind of stuff helps creators. And if we don't have a forum for that, creators don't know.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And for me personally, I don't think I could narrow it down to like one thing, be like, this is the one thing I look for. I am so scattershot with everything that I've backed. And a lot of the times what catches me the most is the artist input, not even the artist being through on a cover story, but an artist helping promote somebody else's story. And that's the same thing like between you guys and Lewis and Jim and all the cross campaigns and stuff like that with Kara and Alfred. It's getting the word out on somebody else's project. I am more likely to look and back someone that way. I also I still go through as like if there's an artist, because Steph is on like, I don't know, 6,000 Kickstarters.
I think it's 8.
You
I
go
think
through
it's 8
and
this
find
month.
out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And there's artists that I'll follow for Kickstarters specifically because of their work, which opens me up to reading a story. And then from the story, then I back more or not. Then there's some where it's completely story driven, where it wasn't even the artist. It was the author sold me on their Kickstarter. They sold me on their story that they wanted to tell. And it was
so
just
you're talking about like their pitch.
Yes. The pitches, the videos, artists are getting a lot more creative with it. I think that's a great thing. Just to see, because the same thing is it allows you guys to have fun with your own pitch back to us as the buyer. And I look, yeah, like I said, there's not one thing for me to look for, but it's a collective. I backed some books with knowing very little about it. I know there's been a couple Kickstarters that I backed specifically just so they could make their Kickstarter goal. And it's one of those same things. It's like, this is your dream. If you sell me your dream, I am more than willing to help you try to succeed it and fulfill that. I think the turn-offs are the same thing is once it no longer seems to be that dream, it's no longer us helping back your story, helping back your baby anymore. Now it's just a money grab. You're trying to get as much out of it as you can. That's what, as me as a backer, turns me off. And then it comes down to as well is interactions. There's some artists that I just won't follow. There's some creators that just burn bridges, and you're like, I can't follow along with it anymore. And it's been sad because there's been some great creators and great storytellers that I've backed that just really turned out to be shitty people. And this is one of those ages where I don't have to back you now anymore. Where before it was like with your big companies and the big three and all that, like you didn't have a choice, because if you liked the storyline, you were going to have to buy it from whatever artist, whatever story writer, teller that they had working on it. And that was just, you were stuck with it if you wanted to continue. Well, now it's like, I don't have to continue anymore. Somebody else will sell me their story over here. So I can click through a whole genre to find somebody who isn't an asshole, so I can read the story.
No, that's true. I get annoyed with some projects because in the way it makes it seem like wonderful dollar than making that. Yeah, I have to pick and choose. Do them. Yeah. No, and you know what? I found that too. I've had to stop backing certain people and certain campaigns for that same reason, and it's a bummer because it makes me sad.
Yeah, and for me, it comes down to a lot as well. Is like, we love your stretch goals. We love what you bring as well. And for me, stretch goals aren't a selling factor to me. Like for yours, it's just a massive bonus. But that I think that's where a lot of people have missed with it. Is a lot of backers have missed out on good stories because an artist doesn't have 1,000 stretch goals. And for me, it's like, yeah, so if your stretch goal is, hey, you're going to add more pages to a story, I'm perfectly fine with that. You want to add more onto it? You backed enough money that you can turn this into a volume now? Absolutely do it. Give me more of the story.
That's what it's supposed to be. I mean, that's what I'm thankful, because when I did Sireness with the comic Unity with Tom Hutchinson and CB Zane, we had to limit to just 20 pages of story. Well, I had so much more I wanted to tell. So by being able to relaunch it and do it through Kickstarter on my own with the Naughty Fairy Con and making it a world tour and theming it, I'm able to add 8 more pages of story content, which makes me super excited and happy, because that wasn't part of the original. It was on paper, but I didn't get to actually create that. So now I can. So I'm super happy about that.
See, I think as fans as well as backers, like, we've been spoiled, and we've been spoiled with the way creators have come out with their stretch goals of pushing out so many just extra goodies and stuff that, like, truly as backers, we've been spoiled to a point where that's what it is. Like, it's, oh, you don't have anything else besides your book? Oh, but at the same, is like, I'm old enough with Kickstarter where I remember the first comics in that coming through Kickstarter where the stretch goal was cover artists, meaning that they had to meet this goal because they couldn't pay an artist to come in first. They couldn't buy art from them to start with. That was a stretch goal to hit, was, hey, if we get to 5,000, I can pay Seth to come to a piece for me now, and that'll be our stretch goal. Is now we'll have this available as a cover.
Yeah.
And that's what it's like. And it's how Kickstarter has grown as well. As now you have 30 artists on your Kickstarter to start with.
Yeah. But that's a bonus too, because I have I because of Kickstarter, I've been able to get Lorenzo on my covers. I've been able to get Jay Ferguson on my covers, in addition to keeping my core family and having Steph and April and Christina and, CB and, I miss David Harrigan. I want David back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping soon I can have David back because I miss him. And being able to have more cosplayers.
I don't know if do you know when his
No, I don't. And I can't wait for that to happen because I miss him so much. But, I can have Manye and I can bring in, guest artists that aren't necessarily going to be on the campaign every single time. But because the campaign is so successful, I can bring them in. I'm hoping to get Lucio and bring him onto the project. I'm hoping to get like Sturgy and get him onto a project. Nathan is amazing. I would love to get Nathan. But, I also have a budget that I can work with. And that is coming from the Kickstarter. So I think because I look at it from that standpoint, everything that I make, anything that goes over just rolls into the next campaign. And then I can do bigger and better things on the next campaign and have different artists and maybe make a bigger book. And maybe we do a trade or, it just depends on what the campaign is. I mean, I'm excited because I have almost all of Lunatales done and I'm already at like a campaign ahead, which is fantastic because it allows me to create more and new things.
Yeah.
So that's what I really love about this community and this stuff. Let me see. Trying to do a stretch goal. Chase item, maybe cutting down the stretch. You know what? I don't think
Wendy can. I don't think it's in her personality. She just physically can't not give you stuff.
I think. Wait, I gotta post this really quick.
He's working his way up there.
Yeah. I have done stuff where, like I said something like, I think it might have been the second. No, it was book 3. I think it was book 3 when I did the first challenge coin. I made it like, if we hit this goal, then I'll do the challenge coin. And I did one for everybody, and that was really cool. And guess who's in the house? Hi, baby. How are you? Oh, I can't wait I get to see you soon. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. That just hit me. Like, that's not even a month away. That's so soon. Okay.
Yeah, I think another thing, even with discussing with artists, I see that coming down the pipeline at some point with a lot more of the exclusive artists going that way. And this is going to be my company I'm going to work with for a while. But I think that's both a positive. It sucks for us as the fans because that's what it's like. We want David on as much stuff as we can get, but if he's working for just one company, it helps the artist out as well that he has the stability.
No, I get, and it was a really hard decision for him. I know that was not something he made lightly, and I know that whatever decision he ends up making is going to be the best for him, and I totally support that. I just miss him because I'm being selfish. And I don't get to be selfish often, but I do miss. I miss the collaboration part that we would do. Because we used to talk a lot about collaborating and what we want, bouncing ideas back and forth, and I miss that part. But I can't wait till he is able to do that. Okay,
Yeah.
so we have Haley questions really quick, and the response Haley has given. I haven't booked anything. I don't trust it. Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. We're gonna have so many. There's gonna be so many people for Swarmfest.
Oh, that's a sweet.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. That makes me so happy. Oh my goodness! Now they're just getting mean to each other.
See, now I don't have to worry about it because being with StreamYard here, I don't have the chat.
You're not distracted by the chat.
I don't have the chat to worry about.
And that's one of the things. Like, I mean, I'm waiting to see how the campaign continues. Right now, let's see. We can take a hop over there and see where we're at.
See, in all honesty, all these videos that we do, going through all this stuff, really it's just an excuse for us to come in the comment section and talk to each other.
It is, and that's okay too. So
we hear the background ambient noise.
Yes, absolutely. Tom's making sure you know.
Oh.
No, you're not, Rob. I'm going to say Sireness, but I don't want to cause a war in the chat.
Haley is in here. She's in the room.
I know. And Haley is going to be torn because I know she loves her Hell Witch, but she is Sireness.
Yeah.
So that puts her in a really tough spot. And that's a place. I can see I can see you are. So we're 6 days in, and you know, as campaigns go, generally you pop in some nice little add-on that's new and exciting that hasn't been seen yet, and I have a premiere cover for you guys. Oh, and if you have not added to our Rockin' Hall of Fame over here, throw in a picture. Josh is here. We've got Steph. We've got Carrie Ann. Mike just sent me his. He's over here. We have Haley. Check her out. I mean, this is just awesome. So awesome. Rob's up here. If you didn't know that was Rob, we've got Miss Sarah. We've got Bill. I'm over here. I didn't have my really awesome clothes from when I was in high school. My mom hated the way I was dressing with my band shirts and my torn jeans and my flannels tied around my waist. So she did not keep any pictures of me at that age. So I have to like scour and look for some, but I have not found any yet. And then we've got, you know, Lorenzo sent a picture. So, you know, if you have some pictures of you when you were in high school, either going to concerts or things like that, just email them to me at naughtyfairies@gmail.com and I will add them in. Oh, I would love to see them, Tom. Come on now. Come on now.
See, this is another one of those aspects where it's like it builds the community that you've already started here, just even fan interactions and stuff like that. Because
and it's so cute.
How many times can you get in a book from your bad high school dress days?
It's so great. I love it. I think it's wonderful. And then we are reintroducing the gold members. So if you haven't found out about what being a gold member is about, I'm sure you've heard us talk about it, but I didn't have it last year. And I've kind of kept it quiet. And so I wanted to reintroduce it because Sireness is just so awesome. If you back the project and you bring a new fan to the campaign and they back at $20 or higher, which is basically just one of the variant cover books. That could be anybody that you know that you bring into the campaign. and they back the project, and it funds at the end of the campaign. The person who brings in the new fan gets a gold member card and a print, and they are beautiful. And Steph and Carrie Ann did an amazing job on Sireness here. So this is what you will receive. And I think you've got some hidden back there. I mean, the prints are gorgeous. I always get really just beautiful prints, and they're amazing. Let me see.
Yeah, because last year, the last one was it the VIP? Is that what it was? It was the VIP.
No, that was, yeah. Well, I had that as one of the stretch goals, but the gold member has been, I believe they're all on this like really beautiful gold background. There's we've done it on a few different things.
Yep.
That's not unfortunate. Shani.
Let's see if I can get the light to shine on it.
So that's like the gold medal card, and I put your name on it, and you get a number, and that number stays with you.
Yep.
And then we have a goal to break that. If we can break our new gold members, that would be awesome. There's another one.
And then,
yep. And that's the other one. Those are so cool. I love them still.
Yeah. Really like those.
And Steph and Carrie Ann they've been the gold member.
And then was the VIP.
And then the VIP. And then we've got our promoter competition. You can take a picture of this code and it'll send you to the flyer. And or you can click it, and this is what the flyer looks like. So you print this out, you download it, you print it out, and then you post it around town. And what's really cool is here are the different locations. So if you post it, like take a flyer and put it up in a comic book shop, take a picture of it and, show that it's a comic shop, you get a point. If you go to a concert venue, it doesn't even have to be one that's live at that moment, and you post it. A telephone pole, post it. A tree, post office. Because back in the day, before we had social media, that's how you found out there were concerts going around town. Is you would find
hire your
flyers, and they were great because they were like the photocopied, and some of them were wrinkled, and like part of it was torn. But those were fantastic.
60 of them were plastered on the side of a building.
Yes, and that's how you got the word out. So I thought we would kind of take something that was very old school and kind of bring it into a modern platform and make it something fun. So instead of a scavenger hunt, you're basically promoting by putting up these concert flyers all over town for a pretend concert that's a virtual comic book Kickstarter. It's been weird to explain like what I'm doing, but I think you guys get it.
You're having fun with it. We're having fun with it. It all works.
I'm having a blast. Like I think I was talking to Steph, and I said, okay, so he goes, what are you doing? And I said, okay, so I'm making a fake flyer for a fake concert that doesn't exist, and fake tickets for a fake concert for Kickstarter for the comic book for Sireness. And he was just like, okay, got it. So
for a fake online convention.
For a fake online convention. So, I mean, it's been fun. But so we've got like already 31 stretch goals unlocked in 6 days. It's just incredible. We've got digital stuff, the back covers for both books, because there's the cosplay book with all of the cosplayers, Haley and Kara and Sarah and Marseille and December and Morgan. So I have 6 cosplayers. That's amazing to me because we started with Kara and we've slowly grown, and all the girls have been phenomenal, and I just love and adore each and every one of them. We've got the promo flyers, we've got stickers, we've got the digital song that Alton put together for Siren's Call. We've got tickets, and there's going to be a set of flyers and a set of tickets that are going to be collector's items, because the only way you can get them is through the campaign. I've got mini prints.
My question would be is, for like your campaign, how do you gauge your campaign? Do you gauge it by, hey, we've made $22,000, or do you gauge it by, hey, I have 39 stretch goals already met?
No.
Because I still absolutely believe that, yeah, you don't plan your campaign to make a certain amount of money. You just plan around how much stuff you can give away.
No. Oh, Tom, are you leaving? Oh, wait. Aw, bye.
I've bored him away. I've done my job.
Oh,
All right.
you are. I know. And Haley, you are amazing. And you do such a beautiful job as Sireness. You are awesome. Let me go through these really quick. That's okay. You know what? I don't.
You mean she has more covers than just her butt? Because I have Haley butt books.
She has the cutest little Haley butt. Don't when I'm planning out the Kickstarter, I start with, this is like the goal that I want to end up at, and then I work towards that goal. So I don't put my funding goal at the goal that I think we're going to fund at.
No,
I put the funding goal, the initial funding goal is what I need to make the initial book. So, and then because I've been doing this long enough, I know how much my book costs are going to be. I know how much my shipping is going to be. So that's factored in. I know for, say, I always figure, okay, for 100 backers, this is what I need. And then anything after that, because you start getting price breaks on printing after 100 or after 200, it depends on who you use. So there's different things that I use to set that up. And then from there, I start playing with the stretch goals. And a lot of the stretch goals I do make myself. So it's not all, an exorbitant amount of money to make, but they make people happy. And that's where I'm happy. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes, it does.
So, so the trading cards, we didn't just do the traditional trading cards. We've got record trading cards that are in the works, and these are awesome.
These aren't just trading cards. These are unique trading cards.
These are super special because you're not going to see record trading cards out there right now. I don't think anybody has done them that I know of. I mean, I'm sure on maybe a music campaign or something they have, but not in the comics. I haven't seen it in comics. I have seen circle business cards, Steph, and Carrie Ann. So Carrie Ann actually
just posters.
Yeah, and Carrie Ann actually, her and I and Steph kind of figured out how to do that because I was going to do something else initially, and then Carrie Ann suggested this, and Steph said, "Hey, what about this?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is perfect." So, and then we've got to have our funny money. So we've got our naughty money instead of the naughty fairies money. Sireness has taken over. And I remembered those from DC did that with the villains. They would take over and they would cross out the title of, Batman and, be Harley taking over or the Joker or whoever. So, Sireness has taken over the naughty fairy money because, she's a bad girl. She's the villain. She's supposed to do that.
That's what Wendy just wants more backers to give away more of my money.
And then the Kiss cards, we have April and Sarah already. And then our next one is getting ready to unlock. We've got the next Kiss card coming up. Let me see. No, don't close. Okay. And then you guys already unlocked the Rockin' photo wall, which is just amazing. And then we've got a tour bracelet because you can't go to a concert or a convention or anything without having some sort of a wristband. And then Haley's butt as our magnet. And this turned out really cool because I did this as a negative space piece. And that's it's been kind of happening the last maybe 2 years, I've noticed. And I hadn't done one yet. And this one just worked really well. So it's got just the 2-color tone, and, you know, her gloves and her bottoms just kind of go right into the background, into that black. But this is the new add-on that you can add. It's CB, Zane, and Gwen. They did the Sireness. The unplugged version was already available, and that was limited to 15 that could be bought outside of the packages. And so this one is the add-on, and it turned out really beautiful. And you've got Miss Luna back here in the background. And then little one here is our dragon in Wyvernite, which is up here from Russell's book. Yeah, I didn't have, Joshua is not doing kiss cards. I did not ask him to do kiss cards this time. Maybe next time.
See, no kiss cards for me. She didn't get my butt on a cover. I gotta renegotiate some stuff here.
He might accept kiss cards. He might. That is possible. But yeah, so our next kiss card, and I'm super excited to announce this one. So if we can, 23,000, and at 23,000 will be a Courtney Rose kiss card. So it is announced. It'll be a Courtney.
only if it comes with black lipstick.
You know, I don't know what color she's gonna do. She might do black lipstick. You don't know. But yeah, so you know, the campaign, in fact, it's gone up since we've been live. So that's fantastic. Thank you so much. Great. That is fantastic. You guys are awesome. News. I love you guys all so much. I didn't mean to make you go away. Come back. All these high things. Let's see. We'll see if the backer is in the room, so I can thank them, because that was really sweet. It was not, but I know who it is, so I will thank him later.
See, so I have to put that role on my resume as well, going through the Sireness campaign there, because besides being guest relations and master of coin and the upcoming role, I was a lead guitar. I was lead guitar there for Sireness for a while.
You just
that's on the resume.
Let's see.
And my skills apparently were so well that I'm no longer in the band. But
no, Russell will have to tase you. We can't have that kind of stuff going on. No, no, Lewis. I'd be careful, Steph, because if I remember correctly, they were trying to get you to kiss with Carrie.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a 2-for-1 card.
And Bill said he would do it with you. If you did kiss cards, Bill would do kiss cards. And I bet you we could get Josh to do kiss cards too.
And from what we've learned from Baltimore as well, I'm not sure. I'm more worried about Russell's taser as I'm afraid of April's chair.
April's chair is crazy. That is one of my favorite
going pictures. To be an enforcer.
That was fantastic. That was, yeah, the shenanigans.
Ruben gets a little restless again, and April's on top of it.
Yeah. Oh, that was great. I had something I was going to share. Oh, so while Lewis is here, can I share, Lewis? I want to share some really cool stuff. I will see what we can do. He's gonna kill me.
I don't know, that kiss card might get you banned. Bill's kiss card gets you banned.
Yes. I love doing the kiss cards too, and I'm trying to get as many different females involved in it, because I know Kara's just been so busy with her stuff, and I haven't asked her because she signed probably, it was like 400 of those insert cards where I had all the artists sign them and I sent them all over the country. And bless her heart, I was like, you are amazing. April did the same thing. She signed so many of them. But April was like, I will do the kiss cards if you want me to. So she was down for the first kiss card. I asked Niai, but she signed instead. So the last Kickstarter for book 5, she offered to sign the holofoil cards, which was super sweet of her. So I was thankful for that. So if I can get signatures, great. If I can get kiss cards, that's awesome. But the girls that I asked to do the kiss cards have been so excited. And Courtney, Sarah, and April have just been awesome about doing kiss cards. So I know December would do them again, and I'm sure Morgan would be willing to. I would ask Marseille, but I know how busy she is. She's got that brand new baby. I just don't want to add anything to somebody's plate. Yes, that bookmark was signed by both Steph and Carrie. That was pretty awesome. Yes, and Steph and Carrie, I make sign lots of things too, so bless their hearts. We've done this many times. So, and Carrie said she would kiss more cards if I need her to. So we've got all those. But so yeah, so that's kind of the excitement.
What is Steph and Carrie's cover count for you?
I can't talk about that. It's classified. Because yeah. Yeah. Well, that's why. It's because he's so busy signing Naughty Fairy stuff that he just his hand falls off by the time it's time to sign his OA stuff.
Well, see,
poor guy. I keep them busy. Well, we have 5.
Jeff's back there. I still have my.
I have mine.
Attempted poisoning from Jeff.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Shawnee. Yeah, because I don't want to make anybody stress out for sure. Mm-hmm.
There's some signatures. There's some signatures. Not calling out any names, but Jimmy Noble in particular. Yeah. I'm not throwing anyone on the bus, but Jimmy Noble.
Louis, you don't know what a kiss card is, or are you messing with me? Hi, Alex.
Well, if you're doing collaborations with Louis, at some point you're gonna get a boo thing kiss card out.
That, you know what, Louis, I don't know why you haven't done a boo thing kiss card. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. You really don't know? So, okay. Let me go back to the share. We can still share. Let me go back to my share screen. I'll show you what the kiss cards are. They're actual cards that somebody signs. Oh, that's the same thing. Sorry. That was lame. I messed that up. I'm sorry. So let me go back to Kickstarter. Hang on. Oh, my Kickstarter, my page just went wonky.
Yeah, for the most part, it's an artist card that an artist has applied lipstick and literally has kissed the card.
Kissed the card and signed it.
Signed it.
But I wanted to show you because it's pretty. And Morgan did black lipstick last year, or for book 5. Yeah, I think it was book 5. Morgan did, and Carrie in December did pink, and then I've done one, and I've done pink. So, or I did like a red, but the kiss card is literally these guys. So they have the artist, or the I'm going to say artist name, because the cosplayers are artists as well.
Yeah.
And they kiss the card in whatever color lipstick they want, and generally they sign it somewhere on the card. So you get a signed card and their lips. You get their kisses. And I know it's bad that we're sending that around the world during COVID. We're sending kisses because somebody said that. One of my friends said that. She goes, no backer had an issue with me sending kiss cards, but one of my friends was like, "This is COVID, and you're sending people's kisses." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, we have to send kisses." They're like, I said, "No, it's safe. It's in plastic. They're fine."
Well, that
Yes.
and it comes with all the oxygen, exposure to oxygen, all that stuff. Yeah, kiss card's fine after.
Yeah, they're fine.
It's good.
Like Courtney, I can't wait for you. I can't wait for your kiss cards. They're gonna be awesome. All right. Love to you, Trish, and good luck with your launch. That launches on the 14th, right? See, perfect.
Bye, Trish. Have a good night.
So, all right. I think that is actually a good time. We've been on for almost an hour and a half. Can you believe it?
Oh, I thought I was just gonna have to BS for like a half an hour. We've gone over that by an hour.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I think we're safe. And like I said, nobody had any complaints about it, and everybody is in good health. So we're good to go. So thank you so much, Josh, for coming and hanging out and talking. And thank you for everybody coming and hanging out with us. It's been so much fun.
Absolutely. It's been a blast. Like I said, thank you for having me on.
Yes.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Where is it? My list. I had my list. Oh, I moved. I probably took it upstairs because I was going to film upstairs, and then I came downstairs to film. So we have another show coming up in a couple days. I think it's Monday, but the schedule is posted. Oh, there you go. No, you cannot. No, we cannot have slaves. We're not making them slaves. You can clone beautiful women, but you can't make them slaves.
You might have to talk to Steph and CB, because I'm pretty sure they might just be willing to let you clone them if you stay out of their bushes. Stop peeking through their window. Just take the clone home.
Exactly. So thank you guys, everybody, for coming and hanging out with us. It was a lot of fun. And if you caught the You Can Draw with Steph and Carrie Ann, there's a little Sireness there. If you sketch it, we're going to be doing voting on it next week. And whoever wins the voting, because it's anonymous, whoever wins the voting will have theirs as a stretch goal, and you will get the original You Can Draw sketch will become yours. So you get an opportunity to win a original art from Steph and Carrie Ann. And actually, I think Steph colored that one. So it's just Steph's piece, but Carrie Ann and I were in the background telling him what to do. So I think it counts. And then anybody who submits will get a special little bonus gift from us for participating in it. So make sure you check it out. And it was a lot of fun. Yes, you can. Nope. Eric, everybody can draw. That's why it's called You Can Draw. You cannot, there is no can't. It's not, the show isn't called You Can't Draw.
It works.
It is a big prize. It's a huge prize, and it's an amazing piece. It's super cute. So go check it out. It's on the YouTube channel on Naughty Fairy TV. And this is Josh and Wendy signing off for tonight. Be good humans.
Have a good night.
Bye, guys.